Welcome back to the Prepared Mind channel. I'm John. I'm your host. My voice is somewhat better. I'm very optimistic about that. I have confidence that I'm going to be back stronger than ever soon. But confidence, that's what we're talking about today. Yes, confidence. That's the subject. So, shit hits the fan. We talk about it all the time. Shit hitting the fan. Now here's what's interesting, is I've had a lot of people tell me for years and years, long before we started this channel, shit hits the fan, it'll never happen. You know, that's a myth. That's a myth, right? How does it happen? You go, well, you know, stock market collapse or a civil war, a real war. All, you know, you try and describe these ways it can happen. You say, well, you know, shit will hit the fan if the power goes off. Let me adjust this down a little bit, make sure we get all the board of truth in. There we are. So yeah, if the power goes off, blackout, shit will hit the fan. And they're like, no way. Humans are nice. They'll sit around. They'll sing Kumbaya. They'll share food. It'll be like a big picnic for a few days. That's a nice thought to have, right? When Hurricane Katrina hit, that was a shit hits the fan event. There was good things going on and some very bad things. But additionally, in addition to that, the people in New Orleans, they knew the rest of the world still existed. Everything was still fine. Food was still being made. Farms were still in operation. You know, they knew, they had confidence the system still existed. That's a good thing. It really is. That's a good thing. But when shit hits the fan for real, it's not just a hurricane. It's not just the power going out. It's not just a war has occurred. There's a loss of confidence in the whole system. Now, me, I'm a bit cynical. I'm a bit forward-thinking. I'm a bit of a pessimist. Maybe I'm a bit paranoid. So I lost confidence in the direction we were going a long time ago. Right? I talk about shit hits the fan is not a destination, but rather a path. You're on the train tracks and you're going towards shitting in the fan. It just doesn't appear in your face. It doesn't fall out of the sky and land in your lap. You get there. Loss of confidence is probably the name of the road that leads to shit hits the fan. So Katrina happened. A lot of bad things happened. Government showed how bad it is at doing its job. Let's put it that way. Right? Their incompetence, their ineptness, their unwillingness in appearance to give a shit. Right? But loss of confidence is what leads to shit hits the fan. So people have said, it'll never happen. I go, it happens all the time. Right? It happens all the time. So let's take a look at history, right? We have a lot of people down in the Balkan states. They talk about, you know, the Bosnian issue. We talk about World War II. That is shit hitting the fan. Absolute run-amok Germany and Europe. Just, they lost it. Right? So let's talk about shit hits the fan and loss of confidence and how this works. How we got from 1950s Americana, apple pie, you know, Joan Cleaver, right? Leave It to Beaver's mom. Everything was great. Chicken in every pot, car in every garage. That was that America. How did we get from there to the room we're standing in now? Right? We're in this room. One of the big things is national identity. A loss of that leads to a loss of overall confidence, which leads to shit hitting the fan. National identity. Who are we? Well, we like to say we're Americans, but no, you're a Mexican American, you're a black American, you're a Swedish American, You're this kind of American, or I'm not an American because I don't like this. Trump's not my president. It's not my America. I'm not paying taxes, so it's not my America. I don't care. Well, I'm just here on a travel visa, right? Or I snuck in over the border. Or I'm here in America now, but I'm going to continue to practice Sharia law because it's not my America and I don't care, and I want it to be my, Muslim America, jihad, right? It's just people. They've lost this identity. Americans, it's our identity. When you lose that, when you don't believe in America, it's because people are selfish. They're thinking only of themselves. Well, you see, I'm green. I'm a green American, so I don't identify with the rest of the nation. So it divides the nation. People used to say, I'm coming to America. It's the land of opportunity. It's the land of freedom. God bless America. America is great. It's the place where I can go get a job and I can not be poor. Instead, I can work hard and I can make money and I can have a family and a dream, right? And it can come true. When you destroy our identity as a nation, this loss results in a loss of overall confidence. And that part of us is now gone. Well, let's look at politics. Loss of politics is cynicism. Now, I have to admit, people have been cynical about politics from day one. The founding fathers were so cynical about it that George Washington used to write, political parties should be outlawed. Right? They don't need to exist. All they're going to do is seek to divide people. Right? So we don't need politics in the form of parties, but rather a discussion at all times about liberty and the legitimate use of government. Right? So cynicism. Right now we have the highest level of cynicism ever. I remember when Bill Clinton was president thinking, can't get any worse than this. Well, it has, with every succeeding president since then. Bill Clinton, it was like, geez, what a scumbag. Right? And then George W. Bush got elected. Democrats went into this, what a scumbag. Then what did we get after that? Barack Hussein, insane, Barry Soetoro, Obama. Is that his real name? What country was he born in? He doesn't even know who his daddy is. He's hooked on drugs and he's hooked on phonics. The guy is just a fucking moron. Right? And I sound like I'm pretty cynical. Well, yeah, the guy couldn't even provide a real birth certificate. Right? How can you not be cynical? But what it doesn't show is it's not a place that we're at. The cynicism is a result of loss in confidence in the political system to provide unity, a national identity, and a direction we're going. Instead, it's left-wing communists versus right-wing fascists, and they're trying to go in their two directions. And both of those directions are away from the concept of individual liberty and freedom, which was our national identity and no longer is. So politics, it just breeds a loss of confidence. There is no unity in politics because there's no unity in national identity. You can see that as times become worse, as things get worse and harder, the lack of an identity nationally, right, it leads us, it's that road to shit hitting the fan, the loss of confidence. Right? And Trump tried it. He tried to make America great again. Right? It was a slogan, but people believed it, and it even drove the stock market for a while, for a year. And now it's kind of taken a breather, right? Because reality is catching up. This loss of confidence I'm talking about, it's not in one sector. It's pervasive. It's pervasive in America. It's pervasive around the world, right? This idea that nationalism is bad. Well, that's what globalists believe. That's what global communism hates. They don't want a strong national country. They don't want that. They don't want a strong identity where everyone's behind the idea and behind politicians. What flavor of freedom do you want? You want flavor A or flavor B of freedom? No, they don't offer that. People, we've lost it. So let's take a look. Loss of confidence. Money. No confidence in our money equals a collapse. Now, your confidence in money, what are you talking about, John? Well, in the last 100 years, we've lost 98% of the value of a dollar. It's because it's fake, it's fiat, it's phony. It's only people's confidence in it as money that gives it value. It used to be backed by gold and silver, right? So you go, okay, I don't like this paper. You go trade it in for gold and silver, and you go, now that's money, right? And that'll restore your confidence back in the paper because they're interchangeable. But if there's no confidence in the money, what is it we have? Well, food stamps, EBT cards, credit cards, they're just credits. They're these nebulous credits, but there's no confidence in it. It's not tied to our national identity. When you look at a dollar bill, it's got George Washington on it. You look at a 20, it's got Andrew Jackson. You look at 100, it's got Benjamin Franklin. There's some identity. There's some source of who we are to that. But what's going on with our money that's causing a loss of confidence, leading us to collapse? They're trying to go to a cashless system, and they've been threatening this for the last 30 years, 25 that I am very well familiar with. So they want to take away your money, work through credit cards and government systems, right? You're like, what is my time worth? What is my value worth? So there is a vote of no confidence because we don't know what a dollar's worth anymore. Do we have 2% inflation or 6%? What good is my money if the government can print up $1 billion and send it to another country? Like Iran or Israel. That's right. The United States government loves to send cash, literally, pallets of cash, to Israel, to Iran, to other nations. Why do they get pallets of cash and we get a fucking tax bill? No confidence. Shit hitting the fan. You see, it's not that everything's great here for us Americans and we're generously helping the world. The government is generously helping the world and screwing us, the American people. The people who are paying for everything, we're getting less and less. Not only are we getting less money for our effort, we're paying more taxes, right? There's a loss of confidence because we don't know what a dollar's worth. And money is a means of survival, meaning it pays the bills, pays the car bill, pays the house bill. What else does it pay? Right? Pays for food, survival, clothing, right? Loss of our money, right? What's it worth? If you don't know what your money's worth, and if your money is degraded all the time, you look at yourself, your labor, and say, well, this is what my labor's worth, but it's being taken from me. It's worth less. It leads to a greater and greater loss of confidence in what our money is. Who we are, right, is tied to accomplishment, success, wealth, money, right? There is a loss of confidence in money right now, in cash itself. And we've been watching the value of the dollar as it's traded against other monies from other countries. It's going down. It's looking like we're at the start of a bond crisis, meaning there's no confidence in the money of the United States by Russia and China because of the way politics is working. Right? Because those who don't want us to have a national identity are destroying our identity and fighting within politics, and the rest of the world is seeing how we've devalued our money, and they don't have confidence in it. Investors are going, whoa, where do we go? Do we buy cryptocurrency? Do we buy T-bills? Do we buy gold and silver? Right? They want to know, where do we put what wealth, what money we've got to protect it while we figure out all of these other issues, this loss of confidence and shit hitting the fan. Right? This is where we're at. This is the tracks we're heading down. And the train is coming to a slow grinding halt. So these last few feet to get to the station where there is no confidence, it's taking a long time to get there because the train is slowed down so much. It seemed like to me 5 years ago that we were barreling towards shit hits the fan at a breakneck speed. And we were just going to hit it, bam, like a wall. Right? That's what I was thinking. Turns out the train needs to come to a slow halt. Right? Take away the people's drive, their belief in the system, the belief in the dream, the belief in themselves through accomplishment and money and value. Right? Basically, purpose and faith. When you lose purpose and you lose faith, you lose confidence. Right? Purpose, it unifies us as a nation. What is our purpose? Do you even know? We're taught selfishness. Don't believe in America. Don't believe in your nation. Believe in yourself. And do this and do that and invest here and do this and this other thing and fuck everyone else. That's the attitude. Right? But when there's a unified national purpose, it helps the nation and it helps us as individuals. But when we go in the opposite direction of that, we head to shit hitting the fan. Lack of purpose is a lack of confidence in the system, right? And faith. We used to believe in America. That's having faith in America, right? That is gone. See, faith restricts us. And I don't want to talk about it in a negative term, but faith restricts us in a positive term. When we have faith as an individual and then faith as a community and a nation, the faith restricts us to this concept, this idea of purpose, and it aligns us and sends us in a good direction, one of national identity and better politics, or even good politics, sound money, liberty, sound laws, right? When there's no confidence in our purpose and our faith, we have chaos. We have chaos. And then finally, justice, equality, fairness. Right? And shit hits the fan, it's chaos. There's no unity. You see, justice, this is what we're teetering on now. And I hope Trump understands it, President Trump. Justice. We want to see justice served. When justice is served on high people in high office, people like Hillary, Barack, Comey, right? We saw justice when it came to Republican Speaker of the House, Denny Hastert, child molester, off to prison with you, Denny. That's justice. And they should have made a lot more noise about that. Everybody, news everywhere. Instead, everyone goes, Denny who? What? A Republican. Child molesting? Head of Congress? Third in line for the President of the United States was a pedophile? Wow. People don't know. They just don't know. Convicted pedophile. Justice was served, though, quietly. We need justice in our nation. That will restore confidence in the legal system. Confidence. We need purpose. We need faith. We need purpose, meaning what is the point of America? It used to be. The purpose of it was it is a bastion. It is the homeland of freedom where we express our freedoms and liberties, and it helps us as a nation grow in power and wealth and individually live a good life. Not a life of constant fucking war, constant destruction, strife. Not a world of ecological destruction. At the same time, it's not supposed to be a world of environmental worship. Right? Purpose and faith. Believing in America, believing in ourselves. Right? We move up. Our money is good and sound. It's not paper. It can't be improved or reduced because a powerful bank wants to bet against us one day and for us the next and raise and lower the value of our money so they can steal and skim. Is that what this nation is about? A bunch of stock market traders, whether they're big or small, screwing other people over for money? Right? Where's the purpose in that? Why should I work hard if these clowns are going to steal my money on Wall Street? Why should I put my money on Wall Street? Why should I have confidence in the system? Right? We go up, justice. We want justice in politics. Fairness, honesty. How about some integrity? Right? And a national identity. That would lead us back to greatness. But you see, we're going in the wrong direction. Still, even with Trump trying, and if Trump is successful and gets justice, gives us a national purpose and faith, we get some restoration of politics while we still have good, hard-hitting discussions about what direction our country should go, it should always be, first and foremost, in the direction of freedom, liberty. And through freedom and liberty, we get real equality. Not bullshit equality where there's legislated restrictions on one person to give someone else a better chance. That is not freedom. That is not liberty. That is not equality. Okay, that leads to other bad things. But the point is, this loss of confidence, you can see as we've gone through all of this, how a loss in confidence in all of these things has simultaneously occurred as our economy is proving itself without power, as our money has proven itself to have no value, how it's squandered and pissed away. You can see how politics has gotten worse and worse and worse, and how we're more and more cynical about it every day. Now, going back to Katrina, bad things happened. Storm came in, power knocked out, people in despair. Many of them saw goodness and did good things. And a lot of people saw it as an opportunity to do bad things. They saw where chaos had a home, and it didn't take long at all. So when people go, John, shit, it's the fan's never going to happen, they're totally optimistic, those people were. Oh, sure, yeah, why? Well, you got a job, don't you, buddy? Of course you're optimistic. Right? You got a chicken in your pot and a car in your garage, you're fine, no worries. As the economy has slowly come to a grinding halt, as our money has been debased, as our purpose and faith has been eroded, as justice has repeatedly been shown to only hold little people accountable, it's easy for me to see and explain from this perspective how shit hits the fan. Good people will want to do good, even if the lights go out, even if they quit delivering gas. But for the most part, everyone else has lost heart and lost faith. That's why we're preppers. This is why you need to prep, because of this loss of confidence. And as we go through time, as the confidence is eroded, it means we're closer to shit hitting the fan. Because we aren't unified. We're not joined together. We don't care about our fellow citizen. Everyone else thinks it's time to screw everyone else over. That's your chance. They don't look, even today on Wall Street, the traders and money makers on Wall Street look at the economy and say, you know, if the stock market collapses, you can make a fortune on the way down as much as you can on the way up. They're looking at it as a chance to line their pockets. What does that tell you about purpose and faith and money and national identity? To them, it's a fucking hustle, always. It's a hustle up and it's a hustle down. Just like the politicians. When they're in charge, they're all for war and bombing the fuck out of everyone. When they're not in charge, they're all for fighting it and keeping people riled up because they don't want bombing and war. But as soon as they get back in power, they want bombing and war again. Cynicism. It's based on fact. My cynicism about Wall Street is traders are thieves. Banks are thieves. They've stolen our money. They took our gold and issued us paper, then devalued the paper, and they give it to everyone else except us, the people who have earned the wealth. You see, it comes down to justice. It comes down to a moral foundation. And when we lose confidence in all of that, in our government's ability to do its job, in our neighbors, our neighbor has a job. It's to be our neighbor, just as our job is to be a neighbor, to be a fellow human being. It's my opinion we've gotten so far from that. It's all about the selfish me, me, me. The same way all you hear from feminists is about feminism. They don't give a shit about kids and masculism. Right? It's all about them. when it should be about all of us. How do we help everybody, not just ourselves? Because of that, because of the selfishness, we have a loss of confidence. And when something bad happens, whether it's the grid going down, whether it's a collapse of the monetary system or a collapse of Wall Street, right? Whether there's political insurrection or a coup, which is happening right now. There's an attempt to bring down President Trump. A coup d'etat. You can see how close we are to shit hitting the fan based on the way people out there behave. In Washington, in your state capitol, in your city hall, at the police department and the courthouse, at your work, the way people treat each other, whether it's treating each other as co-workers or the way the boss treats everyone else. Lines his pocket, gives himself a big fat bonus, and says sorry to everyone else and lays people off. It's a loss of confidence in the American dream. The real American dream, which is not about having a mortgage that takes 40 or 50 years to pay off, but the American dream of being free. Free from restriction, free from abuse, freedom to keep what you make and what you earn. That's the real American dream, not the substituted lie, right? Where your money is taken from you, where your rights are taken from you, where there is no justice. So understanding that, I think, lets us know how when we do have a major event, and one is coming, it won't be kumbaya, let's help each other out. It's going to be shit hitting the fan and everyone looking out for themselves. I hope it doesn't have to be that way. I'm hoping there's going to be a turnaround and people are going to say, it's America, damn it, let's get this right. Let's get through this shit, it's the fan event, and get to the other side and fix it. And that's going to require a national identity. It's going to require honest politics and an acceptance that liberty is the way to go. It's going to be about real money, not cryptocurrency, not fiat dollars. Okay, we're going to need a purpose. How about the Constitution and liberty, the Declaration of Independence and our rights before God, right? And we're going to need, above all else, justice. Without justice, everything else crumbles. And that's what we've seen, is a lack of justice. Everyone asks for it. Even at the highest level of politics, they demand justice for themselves, but they deny everyone else. No justice for anyone else, just for us. So we need all of these things, but it's this loss of confidence. I just want to throw this idea out there. The reason you're a prepper, probably because you've lost confidence in all of this, right? I want a real America. I want a national identity, but it's not there anymore. It's the LGBTQ agenda. It's high school kids who are afraid of guns. That's the agenda, right? No, the national identity, the national agenda should be liberty, right? And everyone working towards that. Anyways, thank you for watching again. Please think about this. Think about this concept, how it applies to you in your life. How it applies to you and your community, your state, your nation. Think about it. And so when you understand it in reverse, all of this has been taken from us. No wonder we think shit's going to hit the fan. No fucking surprise there, right? Even nations that have traumatic loss, yeah, they go into shit, it's the fan light. Kind of like Zimbabwe. Look at Venezuela. They're trying like hell, the Venezuelan people, to survive. Survive. They've got no money. Their national identity is what? Look at that situation. And those people are trying, but everything is failing them. And they are going lower and lower and lower into the cesspool of shit hitting the fan. Right? It is a cesspool, and it's just whipping them in circles. And they can't get out of it because they don't have these elements that are critical. That's what our Constitution is. That's what the Declaration of Independence was. It was a road sign leading not to shit hitting the fan, but it was a roadside leading to prosperity, to goodness, to integrity and honesty. Get prepared. Shit is coming. We need to be ready for it, to deal with it, to make it to the other side, to get out of it, and then to correct the system. Because I'll be damned if we go through shit hits the fan just to do all this same garbage that's going on in Washington today. Right? We can't stop it now. It's all in Trump's hand, and I hope he's fixing it. But I think we're going to get the shit no matter what. It's just what flavor and how much. So get prepared. Food, water, shelter, clothing, medicine, means of self-defense, and a plan. Go to thepreparedmind.club. Get what you need. Right? And thank you for supporting this channel. And we'll keep bringing you valuable information, interesting perspectives, commentary, opinions. It's not the news, unless it's the news. I'll talk to you guys later. Semper Fi, chance favors, the prepared mind is yours. And Godspeed to all.